Welcome, folks. I'm Arhan Cole here with John Starcevic as we watch the Springford Rams take on the Pope John Paul Panthers at Coach McNelly Stadium for the PAC Championship. John, what do you got for us today?
Well, it's going to be a pretty interesting game tonight. We see PJP coming off the season undefeated, and Springford has only lost once. Both teams are going to be in this for good seeding in playoffs, so it'll be definitely pretty interesting at this PAC championship.
Yeah, and I think the matchup to watch tonight, not one that people would think about, but the Pope John Paul offensive line against that Springford defensive line. The Springford front four is led by Owen Norman and Evan Strzminski, and they have been dominant, ravaging teams' offenses all season long. And Pope John Paul is led by four-star recruit Kevin Haywood, number 55, folks. He's committed to the University of Wisconsin and had multiple D1 offers. And so we're underway with kickoff. Pope John Paul's kicker lines up to return man is Mason Scott this time around, I notice, which is pretty interesting. Usually they run with Bilal as the return man, but tonight they're using Mason. So Brubaker bringing out something special. And what a bomb from the kicker there.
Yep, pretty deep.
Yeah, knocked him back in 25. So Springford's going to take the touchback. And Matt Zollers and company are going to get the ball around the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, and see what they got. So Matt Zollers on this season has thrown for 29 touchdowns for over 2,300 yards and only 2 interceptions. He's had, I think, a 137 passer rating.
Around that?
Yeah, and obviously very insane. But this Pope John Paul defense is nothing to joke around with. You know, his favorite target this season has been Mason Scott. But he's also looked heavily towards other receivers, and they're handing it off to Lewis up the middle this time. Lewis got some breathing room. Lewis going to take this down all the way 15 yards. Lewis going to get himself at the 40-yard line. And that's an opener.
That's a great way to open the game for Springford over here.
Yeah, absolutely. That clearance created by the offensive line, you know, Luke Eller and the rest of the crew, they opened that space for Jamal Lewis to just kind of find some daylight and run it across the middle.
You got through.
And Zoller's now in the shotgun to take this. Oh, PJP looking to bring a little extra up front. And it's another handoff, this time up the middle again for 5 yards, 6 yards on that play. Good carry. Mike Bendowski on that one. And Jamal Lewis is re-entering the game. So some big plays from the rush attack so far, but not much seen from Zollers jumping. Actually, they got 8 yards on that play, so they're 2nd and 2. And some great offensive movements coming in here. They got 3 receivers stacked down at the bottom of your screen, folks. Mason Scott at the front of that group. Zollers taking this from the shotgun position with Lewis to his right. And PJP is sitting back there. Takes the handoff, tossed it over, caught by Kircher, and Kircher's going to get a first down. Now Springford is really moving the ball right now.
He's taken down about the 42-yard line.
Yeah. Andrew Kircher, big kid. He's 6'4", I believe. Or sorry, that wasn't Andrew Kircher. That was Jordan Marsilio, number 9. I misread the number on that one. Jordan Marsilio there, the slot receiver on that one. Got the open route. Zollers hit him. Beautiful pass from Zollers as he now sits in the pistol position. Takes the snap, hands it off. Up the middle, Lewis going to find some more room. Lewis going to keep going. Lewis still on his feet. Down by the 20-yard line. And Jamal Lewis is causing some damage to this Pope John Paul defense. 2 rushes, and I think he's got over 30-some yards on those 2.
Yeah, and you saw him block maybe 1 or 2 tackles there.
Yeah.
He's got a way to get away from the tackle groups.
He's got quick feet, great awareness, everything you need in a running back.
Yep.
And Zoller's going to keep these chains moving. Down inside the red zone now. Once again, 3 receiver formation to his right, nobody to his left, just the Jamal Lewis standing right next to him. And he's going to run it himself, brought down, big sack from PJP. That was number 5, Brent Mitala. Oh, sorry, number 7, TJ Bacella. TJ Bacella is another great player on that Pope John Paul defense. He caused a lot of disruption on that one, broke through the plane, causing a 4-yard loss for the Springford Rams.
saw how he could get through. He got through, and he did the play.
Yeah. Like I said, that the offensive line, defensive line matchups on both sides are going to be entertaining to watch. Quick timeout now. And I think Springford just called a timeout. So, I mean, so far we've seen Springford just kind of running over this defense. It's a little surprising to see them open up so strong. It's such an aggressive tactic. And I think the most interesting part for me is that it's not been the passing play, but the run game.
Yeah, definitely the running game. Right out of the gate, they came out running. They haven't really stopped except for that one passing play.
And even then there was a short pass that Marsilio just kind of got for the first down.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be working for them, so.
Yeah, and I mean, even on that last play we saw where they got a tackle for a loss, it looked like it was a designed run play for Zollers because he just kind of took it, hurdled with it, but of course Bacella just broke through and busted that wide open. But, you know, you're looking at a team that's, Springford throws more than I think any other team in the PAC, and a lot of teams even in the state, I would say, because of, you know, we have a great quarterback, Matt Zollers, but this heavy rush attack, you know, it seems to be working right now, like you said, but PJP might try to stack that defensive line, try to figure a way to stop them and shut this down as soon as possible, because you do not want to give up a score on the first drive of the game. Yeah,
and I bet that's what was going on in the huddle during the timeout over there.
Yep. Zollers in the shotgun. All receivers to his left now. And it's fake handoff. Quick pass out. Caught. I think that was caught by, was that Bilal? Nope, that was Mason Scott. That's his first action in the game. Scott has been averaging 96 yards a game, which is absolutely insane to think about.
That is.
But he's been doing some great work, and there was his first play of the game for about a 6-yard gain for the 3rd and 8. And Zollers all alone in the backfield now. Looks like he's going to air this one out, potentially for a deep shot. He's going to take the snap, dropping back. Oh, the blitz is coming. He finds his way out of it. He's running for himself, and he's going to get brought down. Big stand from PJP to keep him out.
And that was about a 4-yard loss on that play.
Boyd Scarback there brings up 4th down for the Rams, and I'm not sure if Brubaker's going to keep the offense in the line. I think he's taking him out, but wow, that was insane. I mean, that like we said, we didn't acknowledge this earlier on, but that Springford offensive line has been one of the best I've seen in all my years of watching high school football, led by Luke Eller and company, and Owen Norman and the rest of them. But, you know, they gave up 2 big hits now in the backfield, and that's not any slight to them. It's just because that PJP defensive line is so big and so strong, it's hard to get by them. And gutsy call from Brubaker. He's keeping Zollers in and keeping the offense running. Zollers going to take the snap, 4th and 13. He sends it over. Ow, incomplete pass. Turnover on downs. Might be a flag. Is there a flag? No flag on the play. Defense is coming out on the field. Pope John Paul is going to set up shop. The fans are not happy with the ref's call on that one.
Definitely there.
You know, we don't have replay tonight, but from my angle, it didn't look like it was too bad of a pass interference. It did look like both receivers were pushing at each other, but it was definitely a contentious call, I would say.
Yeah, from what I saw, I would agree with what you said pretty much.
And now we get to see Pope John Paul's QB. Number 9, Luke Terleski. He's been having a solid season himself with 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, and a 135 passer rating. But the real story for PJP is their running back, is their receivers, Braden Reed, who's averaging 93 a game, and their running back, Scarbeck. Oh, ends up brought down. Boyd Scarbeck that time on the carry. He's been averaging about 150 yards a game as a rusher.
Yeah, and Springford's defense brought him down just about around the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah. Like we said, that defensive line is nothing to mess with. Mike Bendowski on the defensive end, especially, and Owen Norman on the other side. They can really make, and then Gyasi Romu, of course, as well. They all together have accounted for 15 sacks, plus a couple forced fumbles, maybe 4 or 5 forced fumbles. Absolutely, the wrecking crew, you should say.
Yeah, Springford has quite the solid defense out there for this PJP offense.
Mm-hmm. Luke Terleski now trying to situate himself. Looks like a little confusion on the PJP side of things, trying to figure out their formation. They lost a yard on that play, and I think it's going to be think there's a situation. Oh, Pope John Paul is figuring something out. Okay, back in. Luke Terleski now in the shotgun position with Boyd Scarback to his left. And man coming across to the left, switching. And Terleski's going to drop back. He's got a lot of time. Fires one out there, caught up the left sideline, and that's going to be a good gain for them. And there was that offensive line we talked about. Terleski had all the time in the world. He was able to situate himself and figure out exactly where he wanted the ball to go. I thought he was going to go to the Braden Reed. Braden Reed was running what looked to be a vertical route just up the left side of the field, but I think he liked what he saw on the slot position a little better, and he fired over there.
Yep.
Terleski now takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, tosses it over to Boyd Scarback. Scarback's going to find some room now, and Scarback down by the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he found an opening in his offense and just threw it there. He took it to the 40-ish yard line.
Yeah, big move there. Put his team in a better spot. And it's going to be now first and down, and it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. Looks like PJP's been a little slow to get set up this afternoon. I'm not sure the exact reason why, but Terleski's now in this pistol position. Reed comes over to the right now, and he's going to take the snap, hand it up the middle. Going to get some movement. He's staying on his feet. Down for a first down. Big move there. That Pope John Paul offensive line.
Yeah, just like Springford, he found a hole, he got through, and he got another first down.
That Pope John Paul offensive line is not moving this tonight. No, Springford's trying to find their lanes, trying to find a way to push through, but it's tough. It's tough to do it against this kind of a protection.
Yeah.
As Luke Terleski has a lot of time. Luke Terleski and his running backs have a lot of time to figure out exactly where they want to go with the ball and make their decisions. Terleski again standing in the pistol, it looks like. 3 men out to his left. Oh, he's going to switch him. Reed again goes to the right side. Reed's been switching back and forth all night. As Terleski takes the snap, hands the ball up off to Scarback, and Scarback's going to get up 5 yards probably on that one. Now, that's once again that's Boyd Scarback. He's been averaging, like I said, sorry, had to pull that up real quick. Boyd Scarback averaging 149.2 yards a game. Now, obviously, he's a great running back. I don't mean to take this away, but the protection from the tight ends, the offensive line, and the receivers, the blocking is excellent. And, he's good at finding his lanes. There's always, and one of the things I noticed about Terleski is the kid's a machine. He's just handed off real quick, clean, no errors, and it looks like a pretty smooth transition from that run game. And Terleski's now going to pass one over, way out of bounds. And he was hit pretty hard coming up, but he's all good. But, yeah, that one's just sailed.
Yeah, that one sailed off to the top of your screen there on the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for that right sideline and try to shift something up, but he just misfired and just sailed out of bounds.
Didn't quite hit the guy.
Terleski now 3rd and 6 for them. They crossed into Springford territory, but they're not exactly in a great position. This is one of those positions where it's understandable if you want to go for it on 4th, but I do see a punt potentially if you don't make it. But, of course, let's see if they get that 3rd down first.
It's one of those make it or break it situations right now.
And Terleski's going to shift back. Blitz package from Springford. And Braden Reed is close. Did he get the first? That was Boyd Scarback, and he's going to be – they're going to place the ball. He's going to be just shy of the first down, I believe. So, going to be 4th and maybe 3 yards. And, I don't see why you don't go for it at this point. Springford went for it. They had the ball first. You're going to get the ball back in the second half, so you're not going to be trailing by anything more than you would realistically be if they score. So
Yeah, they're probably just going to run a running play to get that first down.
Although it looks like he's standing out there by himself. Terleski is alone in the backfield. And once again, BJP coach not liking what he sees exactly. But Terleski's all alone in the backfield. He's playing ISO. Take the snap. Oh, timeout. Timeout. I think it was a timeout for Springford. So I don't think Brubaker liked what he saw. You know, he was a little scared because, you know, like you, I was expecting a rush play as well because Boyd Scarback and that offensive line have allowed for a lot of overall yardage. But you know, they're sitting back there with Terleski all by himself.
Yep.
A little odd.
Yep.
I'm curious to see how Brubaker would try to account for that now. He's got a little bit more time to work with that. Wonder what he's telling them right now.
Yeah, we'll see if Coach Reed from PJP wants to change that play that he had lined up, or if he's going to keep it after this timeout.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're Coach Brubaker, and you know, you can't sit deep because all they need is 3 yards. And if you stack the offensive line and they give a quick screen pass, you're kind of toasted. Yeah. So you're in a position where you have to kind of play chess now. You got to know what he wants to do, and that's also accounting for the fact that, like you said, Coach Reed doesn't change the play. A lot of moving parts in this right now, and it looks like Coach Reed did, in fact, change the play. Boyd Scarback is now standing next. Yeah, Boyd Scarback is standing next to Luke Terleski. And the shotgun. Terleski takes the snap, drops to his right, shifts it out. Tipped! Incomplete! Just out of the hands of number 6, Brandon D'Angelo, another good receiver on this team. Springford defense comes up pretty solidly as they hold PJP to a 4 and out. And Zollers will get the ball back now at the 41-yard line. So both teams going for it on a 4th down, both teams failing to convert. And now both teams have given the other team an opportunity to do something they couldn't.
Yeah, and both teams are pretty aggressive here out of the gate, going on first downs like you just said.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell that this is a high-stakes game for both of them.
I mean, you could even see, you know, the Rams were in field goal range, honestly, when they were there. Oh, flag on the play. Probably enough. Is that encroachment? It's going to be encroachment on Pope John Paul. Set Springford up 5 yards closer to that first down marker. It's a tough call there, Pope. There's now Zollers in the shotgun with Lewis to his left. He's got his receivers pretty evenly spaced out. And only throwing 3 or 4 passes this game as he's going to throw this one. Drops back, launches it.
It's a deep pass.
Caught! Down by that sideline, that's Mason Scott. Oh, did he drop it? He dropped it.
The ball did come loose. It looked like he caught it from our point of view, but then I saw the ball just pop out right after he got it.
I think they're going to call that a drop, yeah.
Unfortunately for Springford, that will be a drop.
He had it in his hands. He bobbled it a little bit. He stepped out of bounds, and it just kind of came just a little close to that sideline. Yeah. Good idea, though, from Springford. I like the gutsy play calling, you know.
Yeah, definitely 1st and 5. Might as well go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame there because I thought, you know, there was potential for a touchdown on that one. You know,
yeah, definitely.
He gets that one. He's got the open lane. I mean, Mason's probably one of the fastest receivers in the state. I don't really see any world where the PJP defender catches up.
Yeah, you could have just go right in for the touchdown.
All right, but now Zollers now with 2nd and 5. PJP looking to bring a blitz. False blitz, though. Ooh. And Lewis going to get the first down. Little shoving past a couple bodies there, but he's going to get 6 or 7 yards on that one. Just enough to get that first down. And Mason Scott sat out that quick play, but he's coming back in. Makes sense. They had him run a pretty deep route. He's probably a little tired, so let him catch his breath.
Yep.
Shake that drop loose and get back to it. And I like how Springford's been calling. It's interesting how Springford, usually they have 2 receivers to the left and 1 receiver to the right, but they've only been calling with 3 receivers to the left this entire game. And that play is just going to get stuffed. But it's interesting to see how they keep bringing these false 3 over the outside to try to pull some PJP defenders off them.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to even, was that a loss maybe? No, I think they're going to call it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, so the ball now sits at midfield after that loss of 2 yards, I believe.
2 yards. It was a 2-yard loss. And, folks, what do we tell you? This is going to be a pretty even and concise matchup. You know, both defenses are strong. Both offenses are high-powered. And you're just looking at a matchup of this is – oh, he's getting it brought down again. This is projected to be a pretty low-scoring game, I believe. You know, we're into the first quarter and 0-0 on the board right now.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of those games where it's more play calling because PJP and Springford are pretty solid on both offense and defense. So it's really just the coaches calling the plays and getting, obviously, the players to do them and execute them. Similarly,
like last year, the Springford Perk Valley game was a lot of coach. It ended 6-7 PV winning, but it was a very coaching-heavy game because both teams were so evenly matched.
Yep.
And now Zoller's shotgun position with Lewis to his right. Take the snap a little high, but he's got it. Drops back. He's got time. He hits his mark. Oh, dropped again.
He's dropped again.
Good coverage on Mason Scott, though. I wouldn't even say that's a jar. He was kind of like shaking when he was grabbing that ball, and looks like Springford's going to bring out the punt unit now for a 4th and long. Zoller's, of course, being the punter, so he stays on.
Zollers is your everything man for this one.
Yeah. And Pope John Paul, this is the first punt of the game. Both teams haven't gone for it on the 4th down. 30 seconds left in the quarter. And Zollers sets up, tries to nail him pretty deep. Ooh, almost blocked there. Good punt. He's going to go back. Oh, going to go back for a touchback. Pope John Paul. And they're going to get the ball now in average field position, I would say. Nothing spectacular. And so Luke Terleski and company come back out here. They had, once again, a solid look. They marched their way down the field. They were close on a couple plays, and they misfired on every once in a while. And then that caused turnover on downs. So they had a good offensive series, I would say. But they weren't able to capitalize.
Yep. They're probably looking to get a touchdown or at least some points on the board for this play going into the second quarter here.
Yeah. And Terleski now stands right there. Next to him is Scarbrick. He's going to pitch it over to Scarbrick, and Scarbrick's going to get blown up in the backfield. Good moves from Springford right there. I think that was Connor Hudak on that play. Connor Hudak has another person we didn't mention, but has been a part of this wrecking crew. He's broken through the offensive line of the opposing team so many times, and he's just caused so many disruptions in offensive plays. That's going to call an end to the first quarter as both teams kind of situate what they're planning to do next. You have a 0-0 scoreboard right here. No offense really is being generated, I would say. After that first deep Springford drive, it's been some good shutouts from the defenses and nothing spectacular from the offenses. So I'm a little curious. You're one of the coaches. What are you thinking?
Yeah, at this point. Yeah, they're both really, like I said before, it's a coach's game on this one. It's definitely a lot of pressure for Coach Reed and
Coach Brubaker. Yeah.
Coach Brubaker.
Yeah, right now, obviously for Springford, if you're Coach Brubaker, your only focus is making sure that 0 stays on the board for PJP. You're stacking that defensive line, and you're sitting your safeties in the middle, sort of, and you're trying to do everything you can to limit yardage. And if you're Pope John Paul's coach, I say you try to let the ball loose a little bit. Let Terleski let that one fly for a couple passes, because the guy's got a cannon. We saw a couple deep shots he had. I think you throw the ball a little bit more. You open up your passing game, because you've established that you got a good run game. And once you do that kind of opens up that passing game. I think you got to take advantage of what you've established and try to capitalize now.
Definitely.
But I guess we'll see what our predictions say.
We will see.
2nd and 10 now once again on their own 20-yard line. Steps back. Tosses it up there. There it is. Just out of Reed's hands.
Just out of reach.
That was Ooh, just off the tip of Braden Reed's hands. He had his right hand on it. His glove touched it, tipped off his finger. Going to go incomplete. But I am glad to see that the coach took my suggestion, even though I didn't hear it. But opening up that pass game, you do more stuff like that. You get yourself into better field position. But, now it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they're going for some more ambitious plays.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do to get points on the board in a game like this.
No risk, no reward.
Exactly.
And it looks like Terleski is alone in the backfield. Haven't seen too much of that tonight. His receiver's spaced out. Braden Reed cuts back out. Quick pass out to Reed, and Reed's going to drop that one. And so it's going to be a 30 and out most likely, unless they go for it. But I'm predicting a 3 and out now for Pope. Yeah, Pope's going to exit the field. And, it's going to be a punt now for Pope John Paul as we begin the second quarter.
Yep.
I don't think I like that play call too much. It got busted pretty quickly, and that Springford's defensive line is good. So that a screen pass or a short pass like that isn't really going to work. And, right there we just saw a case example. Owen Norman came in. He blew that play up. You had no other option.
And here we are now.
Yeah. High punt. Abdelrahman on the return man this time. Ooh. Low punt. Picked up by Abdelrahman. He's going to find some space here. Up the middle. Brought down. Got the 50-yard line. Maybe got 6-7 yards on that return.
It's a pretty good return. That'll take Springford for midfield, who's also trying to get some points on the board.
Obviously, yeah. Now this will be their 3rd series, I believe. And no points on the board. And the reason why I'm saying these offenses are high-powered and the defenses are strong is because, the reason why the offenses are high-powered, I should say, is there haven't been any turnovers on either side of the ball, on either side of the team. And when that's the case point where, yeah, it's a good defense, but if you're able to secure the ball, if you're able to keep it, that's a good offense being played too. So both offenses are strong, but both defenses just seem to be stronger.
Yeah.
Zollers now takes the drop back. He's got a lot of time. Hits his receiver. That's Mason Scott. Got one. Scott going to keep on his feet. Up the first down marker. And he's going to get 15 yards on the play.
Scott got a nice 20. Is that 25 yards?
25.
Or 15-yard play.
Yeah, 15-yard play there. He had a big move there. He moved. He kept on his feet. He had the stiff arm. And we saw the quickness he had when he cut that corner to get the yardage. He's something else, and that puts Springford in very good field position now as they get closer and closer to the 30-yard to the red zone. And Matt Zollers now with Lewis to his right. Takes the snap, tosses it over, and he's going to get caught. Good gain there, too. How's Ryan Kirchner on that one? Kirchner with the big gain. That's their starting tight end for Springford. He got maybe 5 yards on that play, 6 yards on that play?
Yeah, 5-ish yards.
Yeah, 5 yards on the dot. He had a good run there. Zollers had a little time, and the pocket kind of collapsed, so he had to kind of let the ball out, and he hit his marker.
Yep. That was a big pass to the end zone by Springford. Like we said, that was pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
That was not caught. Looked like him almost tipped his gloves up there when he jumped for it.
Yeah. That's the kind of play calling that Brubaker's known for. On those first, second downs, especially when he gets close to the red zone, he loves to just fire him off to the end zone.
Yep.
He actually did that on if you remember the 4th down conversion that Springford attempted to have. He just said, Zollers, let it rip. If it goes, it goes.
Yeah, he fired it into the backfield. Didn't go as planned, but it's how he plays the game.
And a lot of times it's just having that trust in your defense,
Yeah.
And hands the ball to your left, and Bendowski get tripped up. But yeah, so having that trust that, even if this doesn't convert, I trust that the defense will shut him down. I trust that, we'll get back this offensively. And that did in fact happen. And they set up pretty well. And Jamal Lewis is going to come back out here.
Yep.
Now, PJP's done a good job shutting down this run game and the pass game. Bring up 4th and 7 now for the Rams, and they're going to keep their offense out there. The Rams had a similar 4th down situation in about the same field position. I want to say maybe 10 yards forward last time, but You're looking at a. Here's Zollers. Drops back. He's got time. Ooh. Fires over his man, and PJP's going to get the ball back.
Another turnover on downs here. We've seen a lot of these today and we've also seen a bunch of punts.
Yeah. This is a defensive battle, you know. The teams are able to get up to the 30, 40-yard line. Then after that, that defense just stops them cold.
Yeah. It seems like right when they hit the red zone, both defenses just activate, and they can't really get any further.
And, you know, we saw in that last one, you know, that the PJP linemen were creeping through. They were about to take down Zollers if he hadn't gotten the ball out. Probably why it was overthrown, because he just wanted to get it out of his hand without throwing an interception.
Yeah, just got to throw it away at that time.
Here's Terleski going to run it himself. Terleski's going to have a lot of room. Oh, that was Braden Reed on that one. Brendan Reed on that one. He took the snap himself, and he just ran for it on the Wildcat. That was an interesting play call, and it got them a decent amount of yardage there. I think 8 yards on that play. So now Terleski's going to take his rightful place on the right side. Brendan Reed is still the man taking the snaps. And Terleski's in the receiver slot.
Yeah.
PJP in the Wildcat now. Oh, there's a fumble! And Scarbeck just falls on it.
Yeah, the ball got loose, and Scarbeck saw it. He just got right. Yeah. He knew that his only goal was to get the ball at that time.
See, that's what I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Terleski and him being a machine. People think handoffs is a simple job. You know, you just give the receiver, the running back, the ball. But you're off by a couple inches, it's a fumble. And it's a fumble in that area is dangerous, because if a lineman picks it up, there's no one stopping you.
Yeah, and if that fumble was picked up by Springford, you're in the zone where they could have just ran it all the way home. Yeah,
and even if they don't, you know, you're still at the 20-yard line, 30-yard line. You're not exactly safe if they pick it up there. And so now Terleski's going to take the snap again. The shotgun takes the snap. It's a little low, but he's going to drop back. He's going to find a little room. Fires one. Caught. Oh! Is that incomplete? Or was that a fumble? They're going to rule it incomplete. I thought for a second it was a fumble.
Yep, it's blocked by Stead there.
Yeah, Zach Stead has been a solid, has been one of the better corners for Springford. I believe he's a sophomore starting on varsity, which is very impressive. But they're bringing out the punt team now for Pope John Paul. But, I mean, wow, what a defensive stand from Zach Stead. You know, the PJP receiver had it. He had a first down, too, when he got that. And Zach Stead just clamped that ball and locked it loose. I thought it was a fumble for a second, but it was an incomplete.
Yep.
And Abdel Rahman now on the return. Last time he got about 5-6 yards on that gain, and now we'll see what he can do this time around. Oh, they're faking the punt. Oh, they're not faking the punt. It looked like it was a fake punt.
Yeah, it looked like it for a moment when he started to run away.
Yeah,
that was kicked it.
He bombed that one down by the 10 inside. He nails him inside the 10-yard line. Now that's a spectacular punt.
Do you think that might have been a design play by Coach Reed?
I think that might be, because I mean the offensive line didn't seem to bust the coverage or anything like that, so it didn't seem like he had to punt. I'm thinking that the whole play is designed to get the guy a little momentum. He gets the kickoff, and it's a solid strike.
Yep.
But I do think that it definitely threw Springford off for sure, because they were probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking, like, oh, crap. Drop back.
If I was a lineman and I saw him start to run, I'm thinking it's a fake.
I'm dropping back. But then the reality is that if he goes for the punt, he's got the momentum. Abdul Rahman's confused, and he nails him in the 10-yard line. Genius play design. Like you said, this is a coaching battle, and, you know, this is a coaching war, I should say, and Reed won that battle.
Yeah.
Nailing Springford now at their own 5-yard line. They're going to hand it up to Lewis, who's going to find a little daylight, but not much is going to be given there. Maybe a couple of yards on that one, not much. You know, you're trying to run it out here because 4 yards in that play. But, you know, it's like if you let Zollers drop back a little bit, potential for a safety, and safeties get messy. Lewis, again, pretty much stopped cold, but he's getting a little bit. Yard by yard, he's getting a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's the little runs that are making it down the field for Springford this night.
Now it's 3rd down for the Rams. They've got 4 yards to go. Zollers in the shotgun this time around. He's going to hand it up. Bendowski on that one, I think. And Bendowski's going to get stuffed. So, are they keeping their offense out there? Nope, they're bringing the punt team out. It's a solid move right there from Springford, bringing that punt team out. It's not – this is 100% too risky for you to make any moves.
Definitely.
But PJP is going to get the ball in very good field position if this isn't a great punt, if this isn't a spectacular punt. So Zoller's here. Matt Zoller's now. Ooh, a high snap. He's going to fire it. It's a low punt. There was a high snap there. He got it pretty quick. And Reed's going to keep on his feet. Reed's going to find some room out the outside. And he's going to get swarmed by Springford. He had a couple lanes there. He tried taking them, but Springford was able to shut him down. But that high snap had me worried for a second there because there were 3 PJP defenders closing in, and that's a blocked punt. That's essentially a touchdown back there for PJP.
Yeah, and it takes PJP over to Springford's 40-yard line.
Best field position either team has started with all game.
We'll see if Springford's defense is able to keep them there. It's definitely going to be pretty interesting.
You got 6 minutes left in the quarter. This is still a goose egg to goose egg game. Nobody's put up any points. And now, Terleski in the backfield. Oh, sorry, that's Reed. Reed hands it up. So, it's interesting that they're running with Reed in the QB spot and Luke Terleski. Essentially, they switch positions. I'm not sure if they do this regularly. I haven't watched enough film on them to know if they do this regularly, but it does seem like something they're trying to get some offense going in another way, adding another dimension. I'm not sure if Brendan Reed can throw. If he can, we haven't seen yet, but
who knows, by the end of the game we might be able to find out if he can or cannot throw.
Hey, I mean, Mike Bendowski's got a touchdown throw this season for the Springfield. Yeah, he has a touchdown throw for the Springfield Rams season, so you never know. And here's Terleski now back in the backfield. Hands it up the middle. Good rush there. And by the way, we didn't mention this, but PJP's student section and stand side is pretty crowded, I would say. Obviously not comparable to, obviously Springford is much bigger because we're home, but you look at PJP over there, they got a sea of white, and they got a lot of people in the stands too. We got a lot of families and friends watching.
It's one of the closer matches because Springford's really just down that 29 run.
A lot of these guys, like for example, we mentioned earlier, Kevin Haywood, he went to Springford. A lot of these students here went to Springford too at some point in their careers, in their academic careers. Yeah,
I know that the PJP Springford used to be the battle on my street because all my neighbors either played for Springford or PJP.
It's just like this, back chip. And Reed pushes it up the middle. Going to get brought down, but I don't know how much he got there. Maybe a couple of yards on that one. They're going to bring up fourth, and there's no gain on that one. 4th and 5. And is PJP staying out there?
Who's that PJP is? They're all looking at their sideline, seeing if coach is going to call a punt or not. I
mean, you're also in that zone where, you know, if you go for it, you get a first down, you're closer to field goal range, you're closer to getting points on the board. You don't go for it, you punt, you just put them at you're basically just calling a touchback at that point. But here comes Terleski now. Terleski. Reed shifts to the right. Back out. Terleski takes the snap. He's got time. Springford breaks through. Toss it over. It's caught. It's caught. He's still on his feet. Big play from Pope John Paul. Terleski was brought down as he was throwing it, but he hits his receiver. And that was Bryce. That was number 5. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly who the receiver was on that play, but whoever it was came up big there getting off his receiver. Number 3, Brendan Reed. Of course, Reed has been great all night, and he had that big catch there. And great awareness from Terleski, staying on his feet and finding his open man, saving that PJP series.
Yep, and then they're going to get another chance against Springford here to get the touchdown.
And that's a tough blow for Springford because you saw the entire defensive line was inside, but they just couldn't bring him down in time. And Terleski's fast on his feet. He's a big dude. It's tough to break.
Yeah, he fired that ball out and then got tackled.
Yeah, and they handed up the middle, and he's still on his feet. Down. That was Boyd. Scarback's going to get brought down by the 2-yard line, maybe the 1-yard line. Oh, my God. Scarback just puts PJP in the best field position either team has been on all game long. It's 1st and goal now, I believe. First and 4 to the end zone. And you don't often see the Springford defense let up a touchdown before their offense even puts anything up on the board, but this might be the first time this season I've seen at least where it happens, at least at home.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
And here comes Turlack. Hands it up. That's a touchdown. Boyd Scarback on the touchdown. Number 13, Boyd Scarback.
And like we said, PJP was the first one to put some points on the board in this game.
And I mean, I can't say, Boyd Scarback has had a great game tonight, but that open rush down the side, and they found the gap, and, this is a tough look for Springford at the moment as they go down by 6 and potentially 7 if they knock through this extra point. And the PJP student section just looks some smoke in the air or something. They're pretty hyped. And now Springford trailing in this game. And they knock it through 7-0. Matt Zollers and company need to get an offensive strat going. They've been stifled on offense all game long. And now you're trailing, so you got to make something happen here. Boyd Scarback there, 2 big runs, 15 yards, and then he rushes in for the last 5.
Yeah.
Puts PJP up by 6, and essentially, he gives them the lead in what looks to be in the way this game's going, it looks like this is going to be the score going into halftime. And if that's the case, Scarback came up huge.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the stars of this offense.
Like we said,
what we just seen.
He's averaging around 150 yards per game, which is absolutely insane. Mason Scott back to receive. Folks, this game is for the PAC championships and means a lot for district seeding.
And you can definitely feel the tension here in Coach McNally Stadium.
Yeah, this is the first time all season I've seen the Springford student section silenced. And the kick is off. It's a low kick. It's a squib kick up the middle. Picked up by Scott. He's going to keep running. He's going to find some room. Scott's going to run up the left sideline. He's got it. Scott's going to go for it. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Mason Scott off the kick return.
That's crazy.
What a play. Mason Scott just equalized this game or put them in the potential to equalize.
And this Springford student section was definitely just turned on after being quite silent after the touchdown by PJP.
Mason Scott came up huge. He picks the maybe 90. Going around. He went almost 90 yards on that return, folks. I think they're going to record that as 88. And so, what a play for Mason Scott. Okay, we're going to have the replay on that one, folks. And, Mason Scott, I mean, what an answer. What an answer is all I can say. And no holding calls, by the way, folks. It's very hard to do that with no holding, I will say.
Definitely,
no block in the back, no holding. Excellent blocking from Springford to get that lane. And Mason Scott, like I said, one of the fastest receivers in the state. He just took it and blasted off. And
yep, you saw he could get through. He got through.
And he was off to the races. No one was catching. The PJP defender was trying to hawk him. He was close.
They were trying to get him.
They were close, but it's tough.
He's just a bit faster.
And I think that's is that Fields or McGarvey? It's Fields. Fields taking the extra point. They alternate reps. And Fields, oof, good kick. Tied ball game. And we got the replay on that one, folks. And yeah, you can watch as you see, Mason Scott just picks it up pretty far back there. He cuts it through. There's some good blocks by, Springford, and he finds that open lane across the Yep. As you saw from that replay, Mason Scott, he found the open lane, and he just took it. He took off to the races. I don't know if he was motivated by that last touchdown, motivated by the fact the offense wasn't able to get anything going, but whatever pushed him, it was incredible because there's not much better in high school. There's not much better in sports than watching a kick return touchdown, I would say.
Yeah, that's when the great things about watching football.
Oh, yeah.
It's magical when you see it.
And I think that was a 90-yard return, which is absolutely insane. Just an answer. That's that. So 3 minutes now, 7-7. I stand corrected.
Yep.
I stand corrected. The game is all tied up here, and it's anyone's game now.
Yeah, at this point, we're back where we were, tied up now at 7. We've got a minute to go until the 2-minute warning. We'll see if PJP is going to try and get points on the board here.
Liam McGarvey now on the kickoff. Brubaker's not very happy with the refs. He looks a little displeased over there.
And this Springford team on the sideline is pretty pumped after this touchdown.
Oh yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be? That was.
Yeah,
I'm pumped after that. I'm not even on the field. Strong kick from McGarvey. PJP picks it up by the 20. He's gonna find some room. Oh, he's gonna get out it. He lost a couple tacklers by running backwards, but it didn't really amount to much.
Yep.
Good strategy though. Nice effort.
Yep. They're gonna get the ball right around the 35-ish yard line.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of return you want. 15, 20 yards. It's no touchdown, but it's good, solid, I'll say.
Puts you in a decent position.
Absolutely. Now this PJP offense actually is coming off it's spaced now between a huge play, but they also had the touchdown before that. And they're coming off a pretty good run on that one. Boyd Scarbeck playing huge. All right. Terleski. Time, tosses it over, picked up, and he's going to get brought down for maybe a couple of yards. Not much, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it looked like a gainer of 2 or 3 yards, I would say.
Yeah. Kiasi Romo on that one. No gain, actually. So he just blew it up there as looks like they're doing the same thing. Terleski's on the far right side, bottoming your screen, folks, and Brendan Reed is alone in the backfield. Or he's in the pistol formation now. One of the things I'm noticing now is Brendan Reed's a pretty small guy size-wise. He's shorter than the rest of the team. But he's got some insane speed. And Reed's going to hand it off, and it's going to keep going. He's going to keep going, and Scarbeck. Scarbeck is going to keep going. You can clearly see why the kid averages 150 yards per game. He just finds that open lane that great offensive line creates, and he just drills through it.
Yeah, he finds open lane and just goes right through.
And he's hard to bring down. You can see it takes a couple guys to take him down.
Yep.
As Terleski again lined up at the bottom, and Reed in the shotgun now. And Reed's going to run it himself in a wildcat. Reed's going to stay on his feet. Couple blockers come in. Reed going to get maybe 1 yard on that play.
He avoided a tackle in the backfield.
Yeah.
But he did. He got tackled almost right as he crossed that 50-yard line. So
he got a yard, yeah.
It'll be a gain of 1, it looks like, for PJP.
Guy's got quick feet. Moved to the outside. He found some space, and he's having a solid game tonight too. We haven't talked. We talked about him a decent amount, but he's having a good game.
Yeah.
Terleski now. Takes the snap. Throws it over. Caught by Scarbeck. Scarbeck's going to keep on his feet. Scarbeck's going to get the first down. And that guy is a first down machine. I mean, you throw him the ball, it's a first down. You pass him, you hand him the ball off to him, it's a first down.
Yeah. Wherever you seem to put him, he gets a first down either way. The ball comes to him, it's probably a first down.
Yeah. And you got 50 seconds left. You called timeout on this one. I really don't know. This is an interesting play call right now because you have 50 seconds left. You're not looking to Obviously, you're not looking to turn the ball over, do anything that hurts your halftime morale. But you do also want to put some points on the board. I don't know. You think it's possible maybe to get in the field goal range, knock a field goal through?
Depends how the Coach Reed decides to play it, but it is feasible for this PJP offense to get to field goal range.
I'm not sure if they'll do this, but they might try for a quick, not a quick, but a deep shot to the 20-yard line. That runs it down to about, let's say, 30, 25 seconds. And maybe try for the quick, because they have an extra timeout left over, I believe. So they'll try for a timeout, then maybe try to get the field goal unit out there to get themselves the lead going into half. Or maybe they shoot for the end zone. But it's pretty clear that, you know, their first down check, their game management system is not going to work on this one because you got to get down there and quick in less than a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have that ability. They don't have the system to do that. I guess we'll see, though.
We will see how this unfolds for the PJP offense.
And Terleski, he is going to shoot one. Caught by Reed. Reed up the sideline. Brought down. First down for Reed. And it looks like they are playing the way they've been playing for these 10-yard gains. Another timeout.
Looked like he was trying to get out of bounds to stop the time without a timeout, but he didn't quite get there before he was taken down by the Springford defense.
Yeah, now you're at about the 30-yard line maybe? You know, that'd be, what, a 45-yard kick? I think that's a little too much for a high school kicker. So, what, you keep going on his offensive strategy maybe? Yeah, you're at the 31-yard line. Terleski now. One man to his left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back. He hits his wrist. Dropped! It's dropped. 35 seconds left. And, you know, too far for a field goal. So I say what? Maybe you get the first down. You can't run it here because you don't want to burn a timeout.
Definitely.
You know, I'm curious to know why Terleski's so. He throws the ball up the middle a lot. You know, hits his receivers across the middle. Never really towards that sideline. So, and that's kind of what you need right now. Someone hit it across the sideline. But it looks like Brendan Reed is going to have it. And they've only used Reed when they rushed the ball or had a wildcat. So it looks like they're shooting for the first down potentially. And maybe they're trying to. I don't quite understand unless Reed can throw and we don't know.
Yeah, we're not quite sure here. They could be trying to go for one of those short passes and get him off the side.
That's possible, yeah. But who's catching Terleski? Terleski could catch it. He's a big guy. I mean, you look at the size difference on Terleski versus Shane Lewis, number 11 there for Springford. He's the corner on Terleski at the moment. It's a pretty big size difference, maybe 4 or 5 inches at the lead, probably more.
Yeah.
Looks like Reed's going to take it in the under center position. It's under center now. It looks like he's going to hand it up. They are just going to get for the first down. They got the first down. But now what? You have 30 seconds. They call the timeout. No, the clock is still running. They didn't call a timeout. And the fumble! That's a live football! Timeout. It's going to be clock stoppage timeout. Was that a fumble there? I'm not exactly quite sure what happened, but looks like PJP is going to reign the possession of the ball. They called a timeout. 20 seconds left. First and 10.
First and 10.
So they did get the first down. We established that. They looked to set up a play. Then I'm not sure if somebody fumbled, but the center looked to just kind of throw the ball out there and just kind of went up a couple inches.
Yeah, and then.
And you got a couple fans furious out here.
Yeah. A couple fans aren't quite happy about what just happened.
I'm not quite sure. I think the refs are also conversing, trying to figure out exactly what happened for them. But as of right now, it looks to be PJP ball, because I think even if it is a fumble, they fell on it. But right now they have a timeout.
And if I were in Coach Reed's position, I'll probably be probably forgot how to talk. Probably be trying to get into field goal range here. See if they can at least enter the half 3 points up.
So they are going to call it. They're going to say it was a fumble on the center, and they're going to say 2nd and 14 fumble on the snap there. So a loss of 4 yards on that play. And he's going to take the snap. He's going to fire when pocket collapses. He tosses one out there. That's a pick, it looks like. That's intercepted. That's a pick. Break. That was number 15 on that one. I'm not sure exactly who that was, actually. If I see the number. Who's holding the ball? I think that's number 15. Was that Nick Garzarella? Yeah. Good job there on the coverage, but a good pick, obviously. Congratulations to the defensive player who made that interception. I think it was Garzarella. It could have been Abdel Rahman, but I'm not sure not quite sure. But from the looks of it, Springford's going to get the ball at the 14-yard line. With 14 seconds at their own 1-yard line. It puts them in a tight spot. But kudos to him for shutting down that offensive attack.
Yeah, he shut that offense down, and Springford got the interception.
They're going to just quarterback sneak it. And I think that's going to run it out now. All right, so that's essentially the wrap on the half. Springford, Pope John Paul, all tied up here, 7-7 in a very interesting game of football. So, we've seen a lot of good playing from both sides, and we'll see you guys after the halftime break. So stay tuned, guys, and see you guys in 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
Welcome back, folks. I'm Arhan Call here with John Starcevic, and we have had quite the half of football so far. Springford PJP PAC Championship, 7-7 tied up. And here's the kickoff to begin the next half of great football. And PJP up the middle. He's got some space. He's moving up the right side. He's at the 40-yard line. He's getting pushed out at the 45-yard line. And that's going to be a flag. I think that's going to be unnecessary roughness there. And McGarvey kind of came in off that edge, hit him out of bounds. Might be a flag, maybe holding, maybe black in the back. Potentially hitting outside the unnecessary roughness there.
Yeah, there's a couple of flags that could have been.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that's a 15-yard penalty. Unnecessary roughness there because the receiver, ladies and gentlemen, was running out of bounds. The returner was running out of bounds and then knocked him down as he was out of bounds. It was a fair call, I would say.
Yep. So PJP will start on Springford's 40-yard line to start this half, all tied up.
And what a special teams game we've had. You know, Mason Scott, folks, for those of you who missed it, had a touchdown return in the first half. And I would say if you haven't, go back and watch that because that's some of the best football I've seen. And here's Terleski handing up the middle to Skarbek. And Skarbek has had a good game so far. He had a couple huge runs, and now he's, keeping on the ground playing some smash mouth football.
Yep.
Boyd Skarbek, averaging 149 yards per game, and I don't think he'll be shy of that tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a lot of great runs out of him. He's got some shorter runs and some longer runs. He's going to get to that number, definitely.
That one there was about 3 yards. But, I mean, what a game so far. This is a defensive hold down, pretty much. And he's used Terleski. Terleski takes the snap, hands it up again. Skarbek's got a lane. Skarbek staying on his feet, and he's got the first down, probably 15 yards on that one.
Yep, another great run by Skarbek there, and that'll take PJP into the red zone, right on their first drive out of the locker room.
Yeah. This is kind of similar to how the Rams opened up the game. They took it down the field, had some big plays, and had some big rushing games, and really were able to dominate that.
Yeah, and we'll see if the trend of the defense being able to hold them off in the red zone continues to the second half of this game.
All right, Terleski in the piston formation. Takes the snap, hands it up the middle. He's going to stay on his feet. Still on his feet. Reed's been a switchblade for this team, doing everything they can. Every man, I guess. Like a Debo Samuel type situation over there.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey, actually, I should say.
Yeah, a lot like him.
Yeah.
He took that ball to the 15-yard line.
We've seen him line up in the receiver, line up in the backfield, line up even as quarterback for, I would say, maybe 10 to 15 to 20% of the drives.
Yeah.
The last one, he did it a lot for the end, especially. And here's Terleski. Terleski's done a good job tonight. Both teams have played a pretty clean game. The one turnover from Terleski when he fired went over to the end zone, but there's a handoff. Skarbek on his feet still brought down. But, yeah, like I was saying, both teams have played a pretty clean game tonight. Terleski had the one pick, but that was also a deep shot in the end zone with 15 seconds left in the half.
Yeah.
Wasn't exactly like a necessary sort of play. It wasn't exactly like a huge loss there for them.
Yeah, at that point, PJP was just trying to see if they could get him late in the first half miracle, I guess.
Yeah. But once again, that doesn't take away from the fact that the Springford team did make a big stop there with that pick. But, yeah, the other thing has been that PJP offense, when they're in the rhythm, they really move down the field well and effectively. And that's what got them their first touchdown. And that's why they're knocking on the door now, 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Hands it over. Skarbek on his feet. Skarbek, second touchdown for Boyd Skarbek. What an opener for them. They start off with great field position, and they just took advantage of that. Going down about 45 yards for the touchdown. Boyd Skarbek on 2 rushes now for a touchdown. And he's having quite the night.
Yeah, definitely. He's having quite the night with a bunch of running yards. We've seen 2 touchdowns out of him, and he's gotten the majority of the points that we see for PJP on the board right now.
As they set up shop for the extra point. Lining it up. It's good. Yeah, it's good. 7-14. I mean, we have yet to see the Rams offense score.
Yep.
You know, the score was off Mason Scott's kick return. And after that, they really didn't have much time on the field. They had the one where they just did a QB sneak to get Zollers away from
The end zone.
the end zone, yeah, so avoid a safety. So you're not really looking at a team offense that really had much to generate. They had a really good drive in their first drive of the game where they made it all the way down to the PJP 15-yard line. Went for it on fourth, didn't convert. And here's Mason Scott on the kick return. Here comes the kick. It's a strong kick. Oh, it's a high kick. It's low. Fair catching that one.
Yeah, we've seen high kicks, low kicks out of this PJP defense. Or I guess this offense at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that one was a little shaky, I would say. I don't know if he caught the ball at the bottom. Maybe he caught a little spin, too much spin on there. But something happened there, and, it puts the Rams at decent field position. About the same as if you were going to touchback. And here comes Matt Zollers and company. Zollers in the shotgun position. He hasn't really thrown too much tonight. And he's still going to keep it on his feet. And he's all on his feet. Zollers now with a little bit more space. Goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, 43-yard line. Like I was saying earlier, he really hasn't thrown too much. And that was a designed run play where they had the QB draw, and he just found the open lane. And he's fast, he's athletic, and he just got that first down and then some.
Yeah, Zollers is a great quarterback for Springford. We've seen him on the punter. We've seen him throwing. We've seen him passing.
Yeah.
We've seen him running.
Certainly a versatile player.
Definitely.
You got, I think that's Tyler Moyer lined up at the bottom of your screen there. Zollers in the shotgun, and all three other receivers standing to the right of him. Drops back, got time, rolling out to his left. He's going to keep on his feet. He's going to run himself, and he's going to get a yard or two on that one, not much. Yeah, 1 yard. There's Ryan Kirchner entering the game. Trying to get some size here. They might be gearing up for a rush.
Yeah, I can see Springford wanting to do that on the 2nd and 9.
Here comes Matt Zollers now in the shotgun. Fake stand up. Oh, he's going to get brought down. Big sack from PJP. That was number 13. That was number 13. Boyd Scarborough. 2 touchdowns and a huge sack right there. I mean, he came out of nowhere on that one.
Yeah, he basically came out of nowhere. If he was Zollers, he just kind of appeared and took you down.
He was on Zollers. Zollers takes the snap, turns to his right. Leveled. Big hit there.
And that'll take Springford back to the 33 or 45-yard line.
3rd and 18 now for SF. And that is a rough thing to happen there. Drops back again. Zollers rolls out to his right, tosses it up there. It's caught. First down. I think that was Jamal Lewis, I think, on the catch, on the grab. Big catch there, big setup there for the first down. As Zollers made up for that with that great pass. He hit him right in the spot, right between the arms, and he was doing that on the run, which is kind of like Patrick Mahomes-esque.
Yep.
Dropping back again. Fires one.
It's going to be a deep pass.
Is it picked? Oh, incomplete. He was looking, but Mason Scott couldn't get enough separation, so they couldn't get the touchdown on that one.
Yeah,
And
just like we were saying earlier, the Rams offense definitely likes to throw it pretty deep on first and second down here.
yeah, and I think that pass was a little underthrown too. And you know, it was a tight situation because the corner kept perfect pace with Mason Scott, forcing him. You know he's got that defensive rule. You know, the defense is the white boundary is your friend. And Zollers now. And
Zollers appears to be taken down again.
by the same man, Scarbeck. Boyd Scarbeck is a menace right now for this PJP line. And you're looking at a 3rd and 14. Ball on PJP's 45-yard line. Matt Zollers lines up in the shotgun. Gonna take the ball, drop back, hits it up. Ooh! Dropped by Mason Scott. I wouldn't even say that's a drop. That was just great coverage.
Yeah, he had pretty good coverage on him.
And they're going to bring out the punting unit. That's a tough pill to swallow for Springford as the offense continues to be unable to capitalize. And as this third quarter we got 5 minutes left in the third quarter. It's starting to wind down, and you know you don't want to panic if you're the Rams, but you don't want to sit here and think that you got all the time in the world because you only have now 17 minutes.
Yeah, because once the fourth quarter comes around the corner, you know that it always feels like the fourth quarter goes a bit faster.
Yeah, it does. And even this third quarter, I would say, has been feeling pretty fast. And big tackle there brings him down inside the 15-yard line, probably around the 12-yard line. But yeah, like you said, like that fourth quarter does go by fast, especially if you're down.
Yeah, when you're down, it seems to go even faster.
And that's the important thing is you can't panic. You know, you can't start freaking out and start wondering like,
yeah,
because the moment you start to panic is the moment you start to turn the ball over. And looks like Terleski is getting set up now. PJP is taking a lot of time to run through these plays in between plays. They take a lot of time to get situated, and you know, luckily there hasn't been any delay game penalties on them, but
yeah, should be fine for them right now. But if there's possibly a lack of time later in the game, that could definitely be a killer for them.
All right. Comes in the shotgun position, Terleski in the pistol position. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. He's got time. Caught up the sideline. That's a first down by Reed. And Terleski is just sitting there with all the time in the world almost. You know, he's back there. He's got some great blockers. And you can see, you know, right there, that offensive line for PJP led by the right tackle, 55, Kevin Haywood. You know, he's something else, you know. You can see him right there in the huddle. He's fit number 55, 6'8", 310 pounds. He's much bigger than the rest of the he's a hard man to beat on that if you're trying to get off the line.
Definitely a tough guy for the defense to cover him and get him.
And here's Terleski now in the pistol again. Takes the snap, hands it up to Boyd, and Boyd is going to get brought down for a loss. That was number 7. Oh. That was Owen Norman and with the assist from Braden Welsh, but Boyd Scarbeck tried to get some room. He was pushed back, and Norman just brings him down. Norman leading the team in sacks and I think tackles for loss. Once again, PJP taking a little time here. Terleski. Terleski takes the snap. Oh, is that a timeout? Timeout. Quick timeout there from not quite sure who. Oh, flag. They got him on the delay of game. We've been talking about it.
Yep.
The Panthers finally got called on it.
It's the first time tonight.
Yeah, but I mean it's been a long time coming. They've been taking a little while to get situated. I'm not sure. Maybe something's wrong with their headsets, or maybe something's wrong between the coaching, maybe some miscommunication, but something's off there.
Yeah.
And once again, they're trying to figure something else out. I don't know if they just love changing these plays up.
Yeah.
Once again, another delay of game. It's second and 22 already. You got 5 seconds now. Terleski's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it up. And he's going to get a little room, but he's going to get brought down, for maybe third and 18, 19 probably?
Yeah, third and 18 or 19.
If third and very long right now.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're going to give him any yards on that play. 18. Third and 18. Third and pretty long. They're backed up in their own territory. Springford defense is trying to get a stop. And, the offense has to keep the ball for a little longer this time, I think. Time of possession needs to be their friend right now because your defense needs a break, to be honest with you. They gave up a big touchdown, and this PJP offense is running them dry right now.
Yeah.
Terleski, time in the pocket. He's got a man. Oh, overthrown for Reed, but that was number 6, Brandon D'Angelo. He was open, I would say. I mean, if Terleski had underthrown, put a little less mustard on that one.
Yeah, put a bit less into it, he would have gotten the ball to him. That would have been a pretty good play by PJP.
You do run the risk. You're always told never throw to your receiver across the middle because you got 3 Springford defenders right around him, and he was about to get slammed if he did.
Yeah.
But it was also lucky that it wasn't a pick.
Yep.
Because from the look of it looked like there were 2 Springford defenders within the vicinity, 1 trailing, so it could have been a lot worse for them.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty risky.
Oh!
Ooh.
And that's a flag roughing the kicker, and that is about the worst thing. That's definitely a flag on roughing the kicker, I would say. He didn't even get a hand on the ball.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for PJP right now, and that's going to put Springford in an even better position to put some more points on the board here.
Yep, Springford's going to lose out on this, roughing the kicker. So they get, I'm not quite sure what the penalty for this is.
I believe it's automatic first down. I could be wrong, though.
Is it 15? It might be 15. So it is a roughing the kicker. And that was roughing the kicker. He hit him on the end, and I think what is that? That is an automatic first down? Yeah.
Yep.
And that is a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
For Springford right now. That is about the worst thing that could have happened. It was that same punt strategy, and I don't know if maybe that's the strategy they're going with. That if you do that, there's a higher chance of you getting a roughing the kicker call, because those can be brutal sometimes. So it's now 1st and 10. On their own 40-yard line, up the middle. This is as good as PJP getting that first down.
Yeah.
I would say. But that is, oh my God, that's a heartbreaker, for Springford, because, like we were saying earlier, this defense really needs a break. They just had a big touchdown scored against them. They didn't have much rest last time, and now they're back out here. And just as they think they're getting off,
this happens.
A stupid mistake like that just sets you all back. And now it's 2nd and 9 for Pope John Paul as they set up. It's been a pretty clean game with less penalties played so far, but the last couple drives we've seen a little bit of excess in them. It all started with roughing the pass, with Oh, pocket collapse. He's going to get brought down. Big sack from Springford. That's Gyasi Romu. Gyasi Romu leading the team in fumbles forced with 3 on the season, and big on sacks too. And it looks like there's a quick injury in the field, so we're going to cut to commercial real quick, folks. Stay with us as we come back from this break.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back, folks. So after that quick intermission, we're back out here. The injured player's all right. And so Spring Ford defense sets up shop now as they go for the third. And a big sack there puts PJP at 3rd and 18 as the Panthers now have to dig themselves out of a pretty deep hole. Now, the key to Spring Ford is obviously, sit back there with your safeties and no stupid mistakes. No penalties, no flags on anything.
Yeah, especially how they've been on the field for how long they have been.
Yeah.
Like you just said.
This defense is wearing down, and if they don't get rest soon, it could get bad. Once again, PJP resituating themselves. They've called a lot of audibles tonight. And Terleski's going to hand it up the middle. Scarbeck, he's very close to a first down. Are they going to put him at the first down? I'm not sure.
Looks like they're calling that a first down.
Oh, man, that's a big run for them. Scarbeck brought the whole pile with him. He kept moving, and he just got that first down. He was. I wasn't sure if he was short or if he was able to get it over, but he was able to get the ball over.
He just kept on going.
Yeah. And now just like that, PJP's got the ball in Spring Ford territory. The Panthers now, Terleski. Or not Terleski, sorry, this is Reed. Reed hands the ball over to Scarbeck, and Scarbeck is just brought for a loss. Braden Welsh there for the tackle for the loss. He's a good player, but he's been kind of quiet tonight. 2nd, and I think that's maybe 2nd and 9, 10. Terleski, they take a long time to get to figure themselves out, don't they?
Yeah, and they're going to have to run a play because this play clock's running down. Clock's running down, but they are going to have to get one in before the start of the 4th quarter.
Yeah. As Terleski now with that hand up the middle, it's stuffed. And I want to talk about time of possession. As we see the 3rd quarter is pretty much winding to a close now. But the Rams had one drive in the 3rd quarter, and after that, it was gone. They didn't touch the ball after that first maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long time since the Spring Ford offense has even been on the field.
Yeah, and this defense, they've been on there for a while. They've been out there for a while, and you got a good PJP offense. This Panthers team is solid, and this defense. Not to take anything away from this defense. The Rams defense is incredible too. But man, that Boyd Scarbeck, has been the real problem for them tonight.
Yeah, he's been a real troublemaker for them.
And Brendan Reed. Both those guys have combined for pretty much all PJP's yards, I would probably say. Even Reed is not even in the passing game anymore. He's running it more than he is passing. And then he's getting catches. And Scarbeck is just – Scarbeck's
He's
unstoppable.
just all over. He's doing everything.
He's unstoppable, I want to say. Yeah, so –
We're the broadcast.
Yeah, Scarbeck has 105 yards on the night, which insane. But once again, he's averaging 149 a game. So he's technically below his average with 105.
Yeah, he's below his average, and he's still doing incredible out there.
All right. Terleski. Once again trying to situate himself.
Yep.
Terleski drops back. Oh, the blitz is coming, Incoming blitz, and he's going to get brought down. Big sack there from Springford. That was a combination between, I think that was Bendowski, or not Bendowski, that was, well, that's number 90, number 99, Bryce Roberts, and I think Brett Shull, number not 80, if I'm reading the numbers correctly. But big sack there to bring up a deep 4th down, 4th and very long, as the team stays out there. I think it's a punt now.
Yeah, it appears like they're in a punt formation.
As they should. I mean, it's a 4th and 16 in their own territory. You do not want to go for this one.
Yeah.
And Abdelrahman backed up to return. There's that running thing. No roughing the kicker this time. Abdelrahman's going to fair catch that one, but he's nailed pretty deep, actually. It's back in the 7-yard line probably. Is not ideal circumstance for the Rams offense to get ready, but, you know, it's better than not having the ball at all. And, you know, might be what they need because they, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, they want to take from this time to the end of the quarter, really. You want to keep the ball with you.
Yeah, this is Springford's offense's first time on the field. It's been almost 10-ish minutes, I want to say.
Yeah. Pretty much the third quarter was controlled by PJP. Luckily, there was no points put on the board aside from that early score from PJP.
Yeah. And if I were Springford, I would be looking to get at least the ball in our hands, like you said, and some points.
Oh, no. Oof. They tripped over each other, and he hits his man. That's Tyler Moyer. Moyer got the first down. I have to say, Zoller's got some skill there. He got one PJP tripped over, and the other one tripped over that guy. But good moves from Zoller to keep the play alive because that's a safety.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, a safety in football means you punt the ball again. So not only do they lose not only does PJP gain 2 points, but they get the football back.
They get the football back, which is exactly what Springford does not want to happen right now.
Exactly. And Zollers now drops back. He's got a little more time this time. And he hits his man. Abdelrahman for not – oh, it was incomplete. I think that's probably better if it was incomplete because that one was either getting stuffed or about the same result. Not quite sure what Zoller saw in that one, but it's probably the only option he had. And Springford does have a long field to go. They had a nice play earlier, but they got a big drive ahead of them. This is a make or break drive because we've seen how long Pope John Paul holds the ball for. So your chance of getting the ball back even after whenever this drive is over is pretty slim, I would say.
Yeah.
And here's Zollers alone in the backfield. Runs it himself as a QB draw, and he's going to get brought down. Maybe a couple yards on that one, if anything.
Yeah, it looks like Zollers was able to contribute a yard to the Springford offense here.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Because Matt Zollers going to stand there with Jamal Lewis to his right. 2 receivers on the left side and 1 receiver on the bottom right. And Zollers going to drop back. Blitz incoming. Tosses it up there. He hits his man. It's Mason Scott. Mason Scott, 20, 10, touchdown, 2 for Scott. Big score for Springford as it puts them right back in this game.
That is just what Springford needed right now, folks.
Big score from Mason Scott. He brings it up. He got past that defensive line, and once the corner loses track of Mason Scott, it's over.
It's over, exactly.
Zollers just stepped up. He stayed poised in that pressured pocket. Oh, offensive line did a good job giving Scott enough time to get open. Zollers steps up and poised in the pocket. Beautiful pass right there.
Beautiful pass to him. He took it all the way home.
Absolutely. That's exactly like you said. That's exactly what they needed right now. And just like that, we got a ball game. And that's now 2 touchdowns for Scott. 1 on special teams, 1 in the receiving. And McGarvey's kick is good. PJP got high up there. They were almost in the.
Yeah.
I would say they were close to blocking. They all went straight up.
Yep.
14-14, tied ball game. And that's a big score right there. And that's exactly why Matt Zollers, Mason Scott, they got to be one of the best. I would say one of the best quarterback receiving duos in the state. I would say even.
Definitely.
you know, they just have that chemistry. You know, Scott gets behind the line, and Zollers has the cannon he needs to just deliver the ball.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And this defensive showdown is really turning out to be this 2 scores each side. And these are not offenses that score like this often. They've usually put up, you look at their numbers, they usually
put up a lot of numbers.
You're talking like 40, 50 points on average for these guys. But, you know, holding either side to 14 or 14 each is a good game. This is looking like a professional type game, not even college football. I want to say this is like it's like the Eagles game the other weekend actually.
Yeah,
low
it's
scoring
a lot like
game.
it.
Yeah, low scoring game. McGarvey. McGarvey on the deep shot this time. Picked up by 10. Picked up by the 10-yard line. Reed is going to get brought down. Good tackle there.
He is brought down by the 20.
Well, technically not brought down. Stopped. Yardage
yeah.
stopped, I guess. But yeah, basically the same as a tackle.
Yeah.
It's funny to see them stop though, because it's kind of hold them. We also got the replay here, folks. So off that Mason Scott touchdown, big one right there. Yep, we're ready. Here it is. And so you can see Zollers dropping back. He's looking at his options. The pocket starts to collapse. He steps up. He gets hit as he throws, and he just levels this one to Mason Scott, who snuck behind. There was double coverage on him, too.
That was a perfect pass,
Yeah.
I also mentioned.
Yeah. And here's PJP as, gets about I think that's a first down for sure. PJP picks up the first down on a nice throw. Quick throw. But yeah, I mean, he hits it through double coverage. Zollers was being tackled by 3 different PJP players as he was throwing the ball out. And it's an impressive score.
He came right around the bend, got that ball, took it all the way to the end zone.
Good play design from Brubaker there. And just good execution from the offensive line, Luke Eller and company, giving him space. And here's now Terleski. Oh, fumble on the play. And he's going to fall back on it. But that's a couple now. The centers have been a little off. He's been a little low or something like that. Now
I believe that's a second fumble by them in the game.
Off the snap, because they also had the one handoff that was fumbled.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're playing a little careless with the ball. I mean, granted, it's not in the worst situations because once again, their offensive line is very good, so they're able to hold that Springford line from getting there. But
yep.
All right. Fakes the handoff. Dropping back. Tries to throw it. Gets a man. First down, I think. Close to that.
Looked pretty close. I'm pretty sure that will be a first down for PJP.
Terleski's had some throws like that. Oh, it's going to be a third down, actually. Third and short. Very short. Third and probably, I wouldn't even say it's a yard. I'd say it's a couple inches.
Yeah, third and inches, basically.
Brotherly shove, maybe. Nope, QB sneak it.
Yep.
And they got it.
Just to get them across the line there.
And Terleski's a big guy. I think we have him listed as 6'4", 195 pounds. Like that's a good size for a QB, folks. So, you know, it makes sense why those QB sneaks are working pretty well for them.
Yeah, he's able to get through Springford, and he got a couple yards in that, which was just enough to get them the first down on this play.
Terleski in the pistol formation now. He takes the snap, hands the ball up the middle. Scarbeck gets about a yard or two on that one. And yeah, they're really playing like professional teams right now. I'm not gonna lie. They have the plays like them, and you know Springford. They've been I would say in terms of offense to offense, I would say PJP is doing better, in my opinion, doing better getting the yards, better getting this. But I mean, Springford has those deep plays, those magic fire bombs that like the kick returns for touchdowns that just work for them. It's the kind of way they work. They score off these insane unhinged plays that don't make any sense, but they do.
And it works out for them. So
yeah. And hands it off. Skarbek up the right side. He's gonna get the first down. Skarbek comes up huge there, and they've been doing this all game. PJP, they keep just driving it with that up the right or left side. Skarbek just gets an open lane from those blockers, and he's gone.
Yep. Skarbek, definitely one of the biggest runners and just everything guy that's playing.
And Terleski. Pistol formation. Oh, that's a false start. That's a tough look there.
Yep, it's a 5-yard penalty, which puts PJP back a bit.
The guy flinched. It was rough, but you know, flinch is enough in football. You cross that line of scrimmage, it's over.
It's over, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, types of plays like that happen all the time. You know, you see it at the pros, you see it at the collegiate. Just you mishear the count. You didn't hear the right count. It's a hard count. You even got fooled by.
Yeah.
You jump, and then it sets you back.
Over.
Yeah. All right. Terleski now, 5 yards further than where he was. Hands the ball up the right side. It's Skarbek up the right side. He's got a lane. He's wide open. That's a touchdown. What a score. What a score from Boyd Skarbek.
And just like that, PJP is back on top.
And he's got a hat trick. You know, him and Mason Scott seem to be going back and forth with these. You know,
Yeah.
He got 2, Mason got 2. But Boyd Skarbek is really playing like something else right now.
Yeah.
He's fast. Very fast.
He definitely knows how to move up and down the field, and he's definitely doing it very well.
He has a good field vision, I think. You know, he's able to visualize his blockers, find the open lane, and take advantage of the opportunity. But there it is, 20. I wasn't sure this was going on the scoreboard for some reason, but up by 6 now, and the extra point is... It's good, but it's flag on the play. Offsides, maybe? False start? Encroachment, Springford. Doesn't really make that much of a difference for an extra point, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wish they let the flags like that go. Who really cares?
Yeah.
He made the chip shot. It's not like it's going to change
It
anything.
doesn't really have much effect on the actual game. Just kind of calling a flag for the purpose of a flag.
Let them have their fun. Let the refs have their fun.
Yeah. It's their job.
All right, here's the kick, and just like the last one, it's good. So 21-14, the Rams are now down by 7. 3 huge plays. First of all, 3 huge plays from Boyd Skarbek, and 3 big times where that offensive line just stepped up and bulldozed his way there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to take credit away from what he's done. He's done a good job with that, but that offensive line deserves just as much credit for just being those front, 5-6 guys just clearing that path.
Yep. And Springford will have 6 minutes to match PJP with another touchdown.
Yeah, and if you're Springford, you want to take up all this time, because you don't want to give them even the smallest chance, because the way this is going is that they've scored on every single offensive drive they've had in this half, which is 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
They take a while with the ball too, because they got the ball back about 5 minutes ago, and now they're giving the ball away. So you're Springford, you want to keep this as much as you can, work your way down the field, get the score. If there's time left, make a big stop on defense, maybe get the ball back. If not, this could end up being an overtime game.
Yeah, that'll be definitely pretty interesting.
But you definitely want to just, like we were talking about this in the third quarter, but you want to stay calm here. You don't want to make any rash decisions. You don't want to make any mistakes. No turnovers.
Yep.
No turnovers.
You've got plenty time on the clock. You want to leave less for PJP also.
Absolutely. None, if possible.
Yeah, hopefully.
But and for PJP, you know, your goal is do what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Shut them down. You've been doing a great job of keeping them from getting these yards. Their only scores have come off of some deep shots and the kick return, which obviously can't happen now.
Yeah.
But you want to do what you're doing, continue to control their way, control this game.
Yep, that's what's probably going on in the minds of the PGP's defensive coordinator right now.
And now Matt Zollers lines up in the shotgun with Lewis to his right. And Zollers rolls out to his right, steps up. He's sacked. Number 7, TJ Bacella. He was big in the first half. He had some big impact plays and then was a little quieter in the last quarter, but now he steps up. The shoelace sack. Almost he grabs Zollers by the back of his shoe, brought him down. But that's a tough look for Matt. As Springford, you know, second and 14.
Second and 14 for Springford.
Matt Zollers now. Lines up, drops back. He's looking for his receivers. Rolls out to his right. Fires one. That's Marsilio with a catch. What a catch. What a catch from Jordan Marsilio.
He caught that right as he was going down, but he was able to get that.
It was a one-handed grab. I think that's a flag on the play,
I do
too.
see a flag on the field.
And that might be PI on the defense, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Which in that case, if I were Springford, I would just deny it.
Yeah, either way makes the same situation pretty much.
Yeah.
But, you know, Marsilio basically was catching that with one hand. And it's similar to, you weren't here the other week, but a couple weeks back at the homecoming game, pass interference defense, penalty declined.
Yep.
But Mason Scott, there was a penalty pass interference on him as he was brought basically down tackled while he was running for the ball. But he still caught the ball, and it was similar to that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break now, folks, after that impressive play. See you after the break.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
The family.
And a huge play just there. Marsilio catching that one for our 30 yards maybe. It was a big catch there. Pass interference on that play, but it didn't matter because the catch was made. Ooh! Ooh, there's a run there. Lewis up the right side. And Zollers was blasted in the backfield. Some of the fans are calling for roughing the passer. But the refs didn't, I don't think
Doesn't look like the refs are going to make that call.
I think they might say that, or they might be thinking in their heads that the ball was handed off, and just after that was when it happened. It was pretty close, but, you know, it's a close call.
That was also a great run.
It was an excellent run.
Yeah.
I was
I thought he was down, but then I saw him come right out and just keep on going.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that Lewis does all the time. People think he's about to get tackled, but he stays on his feet and keeps going. And Zoller's now dropping back, looking. He's got a lot of time. Pocket collapse. He's got to get the ball out now. Just throws it away. Is that intentional grounding? No flag. I think he was out of the pocket.
Yeah.
I think he stepped out of the pocket. So I would argue there's a couple missed calls just now. That might have been grounding in there. But the play before, I think, was also a roughing the passer call, too.
Yeah.
And now Matt Zollers. Shotgun position again. Lewis to his right. No receivers on the bottom of your screen. All of them stacked up top to left, and it's a timeout. I think that's Springford calling the timeout. So Zollers had a decent amount of time on that last play, but I guess the pocket collapsed, and then he just kind of stepped up and just chucked it out of bounds, just trying to get it out of there.
I mean, that's what you got to do in that case. You know, you can't really.
Yeah, you can't.
You don't want to go down with it. You just got to throw it away.
Yeah, no receiver was able to get open. There was really good coverage on them because
Yeah.
we even saw like Bilal was the nearest receiver, I believe, and he was wrapped up in a good defensive coverage.
It's a great defense that PGP.
Oh,
does
there's like
there.
the flag is. A flag's been thrown down. And I think unsportsmanlike conduct on Pope John Paul, and the Rams are going to get a first down out of this.
That's another game changer for Springford, because they get to move those.
That's unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe.
They get to move those chains down the field again, them moving closer to the end zone.
I wasn't quite looking at what exactly was happening, but I'm assuming a PJP player taunted or something. There's going to
I'm
be.
guessing that's what happened. I wasn't looking either.
Oh, Zollers on the QB draw, still on his feet. Big run there for a first down.
Yep.
But yeah, stupid stuff like that happens all the time to teams. You can't. You want to taunt somebody, at least don't do it when the refs watching.
Yeah. Zollers great run there. He's gonna get Springford to first and 10,
Or
first
maybe-
and goal on
yeah,
the 10-yard
first
line.
and goal, and this is their first red zone look all game long, I believe. This is the first deep.
I
This is the
believe so,
closest they've been in
yes.
the end zone all game
Yeah,
long.
majority of their touchdowns has been that kick return and just a
Yeah.
deep pass.
That's that deep pass, yeah. And here's Zollers, hands it over to Lewis, brought down for the loss. So good run defense from PJP. They were prepared for that one. They almost read that one coming like a book. But you're Springford. You need a touchdown here. There's really no other option. A field goal here
Field goal doesn't do much.
kind of puts the game away for you at this point. A field goal
Yeah.
here, unless you go field goal onside kick. But
Yeah, with 3 minutes remaining.
a field
you
goal
don't-
onside kick.
Yeah, it doesn't do
Onside
much.
kicks don't work, on me honest.
Yeah.
Someone who's watched a lot of football, I don't think I've seen one work in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
All right, Zollers in the pistol formation now. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, tosses it up. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown, Springford. And was that Mason Scott for his third touchdown?
That's his third touchdown for the night.
And Boyd Scarbeck and Mason Scott have now gone touchdown to touchdown to touchdown to touchdown. Back to back to back. They're clearly the two most offensive weapons, best offensive weapons on the field for either team. And, that's not to take away from the other players have been doing amazing too, the other receivers and the other linemen, especially in the quarterbacks too. But, those two have really been game changers for both sides tonight.
They've been controlling this game almost.
And, while Boyd Scarbeck has had some great touchdowns, I think Mason's kick return for a touchdown takes the cake for the best touchdown I've seen.
And Springford will make the extra point to
So
tie this game up.
21-21.
3
Folks,
minutes left.
Yeah, 2:59. 3 minutes left. This is interesting. PJP once again is coming off of 2 straight scores though offensively, but they do take a while. Like you mentioned this earlier in the third quarter or late third quarter, early fourth quarter, that if you're in a time crunch situation, will the Panthers be ready for that? Because they've had a very rough time getting to the line quickly. They've had a delay of game calls. They've been very close in a couple times too. If you're PJP, you got to get your act together.
Yeah. It's time for PJP to get on the field. All they got to focus on is getting a touchdown or at least some points to put them ahead.
A field goal really is all it does it for you right now because the amount of time they take with the ball, I really don't see Springford getting the ball. I think whatever drive this is, barring any deep shot or something like that, a kick return touchdown, it's about the end of the game after this.
Yeah.
And McGarvey now.
So they're probably going to try to get into field goal range and just kick a field goal, see if they can get on top for the end.
Yeah. I think you have to get this balance, between wasting the clock but not also running out of time because you still want to get that score.
Yeah.
And remember, it's not necessarily too much of a pressure situation for them because it is a tie. They're not in a losing situation here. And McGarvey's kick is good. And he's going to return it. Oh, he's going to keep it up. And he's going to get stopped at a good field position. 52-yard line, 48-yard line, I would say.
Yeah, he was weaving right through Springford's defense to get him just into Springford's territory.
Number 3,
over there.
Braden Reed. He's been impactful all game long and right there. He picked up at 13. He got about, I want to say 40 yards in on that play.
Yeah, great run by him. He went right through that defense.
And just like that, they get the ball in excellent field position. This is, you really can't ask anything better than that. And here's Terleski. Terleski in the pistol now. Once again, PJP struggling to figure their footing out. PJP takes the snap, hands it off. Scarbeck. Scarbeck is he's still on his feet. Scarbeck is off to the races. Scarbeck's going to get a touchdown. 4 touchdowns for Boyd Scarbeck.
That's insane.
A 50-yard rush nearly. And a collapse from the Springford defense leads to a touchdown on Boyd Scarbeck.
So Springford will have at least 2 minutes to get another touchdown and at least tie this game up before the end.
Remember what I said, barring any surprising scores, this would be the last drive of the game, and there was a surprising score.
Yeah.
PJP, in their fastest time yet with the ball, have just scored. Not quite sure what happened there with the Springford defensive line. Something collapsed there, and there's an open on the right side, and Scarbeck just broke through.
He
and
found a spot. He just went through it.
Running.
Took it all the way.
And now Matt Zoller's company are really in a pressured situation because now they got 2:35 to make 7 points on the board just to get the tie.
Yeah.
Lines it up. It's good.
It's good.
28-21. 2:36 on the clock. And 4 touchdowns, Boyd Scarbeck.
4 all game.
And he has definitely surpassed his 150-yard mark.
Definitely.
I would not be surprised because he was at 105 and he just probably hit another 50 yards on that one. So he's at least at 160, probably much more
This
than
is a great
that.
game for him right now.
Absolutely. This is
4
the game
touchdowns above his average.
This is the game you show to recruiters.
Yeah. I bet there's a bunch here right now. It's a pretty big game.
I wouldn't doubt a PAC championship. I mean, he stayed on his feet though. He was pushed back. He was pushed around. That wasn't even. He was pushed around by multiple. He was held back, and he just kept going.
He kept on going. He just powered right through them.
All right, now Mason Scott on the return. 21-28. The student section for Springford is on its feet now. Trying to get amped up, trying to make something happen here because, this is do or die right now.
Yep, this is pretty much it for the Springford offense.
Number 17, Benjamin Bozio on the kick. Oh, it's a chippy in the air. Oh, yeah, I think, obviously, I'm pretty sure we've seen the last maybe 3 kicks they've had have all just been to the right side, low kicks, because they really don't want another Mason Scott touchdown off that. All right. Now, quick break for Matt Zollers and company, but now they're right back on to the 25-yard line.
Yep, they're definitely looking to tie this game up right now because this is it for their Springford.
Zollers. Takes the snap, drops back, throws out to his right. Ooh!
That was almost picked by PJP.
That was 3-on-3. Reed on Scott. And, it bounced between both their hands, I would say.
Yeah.
Tipped off Mason's hands, tipped off Reed's hands. Reed was in the air, which is a little lucky for him.
It's really close.
But Zollers threw it into a little off of a pass, but it wasn't a bad pass, I wouldn't say. It wasn't a bad pass.
Definitely.
But a little
Just
off.
had good defense on him.
Yeah, good defense, good tip. Zollers now in the shotgun. One man to his right. He's dropping back. He launches it. Oh! He's shooting for Marsilio, but once again through the hands of Brendan Reed.
Yep. He's doing a lot on this defense with these passes.
Braden Reed has had a great game tonight. Zollers in the shotgun now. It's a blitz package here from PJP. The pocket's collapsed. He's being chased down. He's running it. He's going for it. He's going to get.
Did he make it? It appears he has
I
made
think
it.
he got it. He stumbled his way across, but he got it. And I mean, that's, once again, Matt Zollers, we talked about Terleski's athleticism, but Matt Zollers, 6'4", 205 pounds. I mean, that's as pure of an athlete as you get there. I mean, he's exactly what you need on that Springford lineup, especially in the quarterback position. He's athletic, he's got good vision, he's a great quarterback, and that's what makes him so impactful. Zollers now in the shotgun, 1:56 left, tosses it over, dropped. Springford's got 1:53 to get a touchdown. They're running a 2-minute drill, but they can't seem to connect on these passes.
Yeah. Springford's goal here is probably just to move those chains down the field.
Yeah, I mean, do you fire a shot off? I mean, they had the one touchdown earlier. If Mason Scott can get, we established if Mason Scott can get behind that line, it's an automatic touchdown almost.
Yeah.
But they're sitting safeties back there to hawk Mason if they need to.
Definitely.
So you're in a tight spot, I would say, but it's.
The defense is definitely planning for that play you just outlined.
Zollers drop back, quick pass over, up the right side, left side.
Short of the first down.
Abdul Rahman there on that one. Brings it up third and 5. Third and mid, I would say. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I'll say about there.
Now Zollers in the shotgun. Clock is winding down, remember that. Takes a snap, dropping way back. He's got time. He points it. He's got his man. Oh, no!
Oh, it got through his hands.
Big stand from PJP. Now, this is it. This is the 4th down. If Springford doesn't convert, it's over.
If
PJP takes home the PAC championship. If they convert, they have a shot, but they need this 4th down.
This is probably the most important play this whole game right here.
I would say this is the most important play of the season so far. A lot of these guys are going to be the most important player of their career.
Yeah.
Of their high school careers.
It all boils down to this.
I mean, this is the moment you've been practicing for. This is what you've been setting up for. The play call, everything needs to be perfect to get by this PJP defense because they are not letting up an inch.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you run or throw because the run game's been strong, but the passing game has been a little weaker.
Yeah.
But it's a 3rd and 5, so if you don't get a good run, it's over.
Yep. Springford takes the timeout here.
I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
Get yourself situated. Don't be worried about that delay of game clock. Because, I mean, you don't want to. Do you want any penalties? Another thing, no penalties.
No penalties.
No false starts. No delay of games.
Yep.
None of that.
You get time to get
your
thought process together.
Yeah. You're not antsy. You're not jumpy. Yeah, they're making some quick substitutions. They're putting in some of their bigs. They got Kirshner in now, so they might be getting ready for a block because, but usually Bendowski sits in for a blocking run too. So I don't know if they're doing that.
Yeah.
One thing to note, all 3 starting receivers are in. Marsilio, Abdul Rahman, and Scott are obviously playing right now at this moment. I think Brubaker's in the huddle right now. And this, you can feel the tension.
I can feel it.
This is the play that makes or breaks your PAC season.
Yeah, if I were a college recruiter, I would be looking at this play.
You got to see how these guys play under pressure.
It shows a lot under pressure.
3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Zollers in the shotgun position. Lewis to his right. And here it is. He takes the snap. He fires it. Dropped! PJP's getting. There's a flag on the play! There's a flag on the play!
Let's see what this flag is here. This could be a real helping hand to Springford.
Pass interference, defense! Springford's going to get a 1st down. Springford is going to get the 1st down that they needed.
That is almost a miracle.
I mean, it was pretty clear pass interference. I think we saw. Marsilio was shoved before he even got close to the ball. But you never know.
That was definitely what Springford needed here.
And that was a tense moment. And I honestly think without the pass interference, that was a catch.
Yeah.
And Marsilio was behind that. So I think either way that would have worked out. But big save there as Springford now with a minute 13. They got 4 shots.
It's 4 more shots than before, so.
You got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Maybe they run the same play again. I don't think they do because But Zollers now with Lewis to his left instead of his right. He drops back. He tosses it. He's got his man. It's Abdelrahman. Abdelrahman gets the first down.
It's another first down, moving the chains down.
Keep that offense moving. You got a minute left now. You got to get there quick.
This defense is getting there quick.
They're getting the play. You have a minute left. You can't be dawdling like this. You get set quick and you get off the line quick.
Yeah.
And you pass quick.
Springford,
No sacks, nothing.
Springford only has 1 timeout remaining at this time.
Matt Zollers cannot get sacked here. And Zollers takes the snap. Blitz is incoming. Passes it out. Oh! There's a flag! There's a flag!
That was clearly pass interference on that play, I think.
Springford, if this flag comes through, will get the ball at a very, very good position.
Yes. And the flags
That's
are
pass interference, and it is pass interference on Pope John Paul.
And the flags are really helping Springford get
Yeah.
through this.
I mean, to be fair, these are fair calls. You know,
these are fair calls. It's not like the refs are rigged.
It is safe. It is safe to know that. Yep, there it is. The pass interference on PJP, like you said, it was blatant. He was holding him.
Yeah.
I would not.
Clearly.
If that hadn't been called, I would have been very angry, actually.
Yeah.
And look at that. They're setting up shop inside the 20-yard line, I want to say.
Yeah, 15-ish.
15-ish yard line, yeah. They got great field position. You got 40 seconds, so you realistically have enough time for 4 shots.
Yes.
2 big PI calls saved the day for Springford, but now Zollers in the shotgun. All right. Take the snap. Drops back. Tosses it up. It's caught. Oh, no, it's dropped. Incomplete. Good protection.
All right, 5 seconds taken off the clock on that play.
Trying for the fade route there. Good knock away from the PJP defense, though.
Yeah.
And this is what all the practice has been going for. We talked a lot about that Springford keeping poise and moxie, but this is what PJP's been training for, too, these moments right here. These are what make or break good and great football teams.
Yeah.
And Zollers is alone in the shotgun, all alone in the backfield right now. It's obviously going to be a throwing play. And he's going to take the snap, dropping back. Fires it. Is it caught?
It is incomplete.
Complete. 3rd down now.
And we're going to go to a quick break here, folks.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the most tense point in my commentating career. As Matt Zollers lines up here, he's trying to get Springford offense situated. There was an injury timeout. Everything's all good, though. And you now have, I think, there are 4 receivers out in the field for Springford, plus Jamal Lewis, who is Jamal Lewis out there, actually? I can't see. There's all receivers pretty much out there. They're definitely shooting for the end zone, as they have to in this situation.
It's basically the only place you can go now.
Drops back. Blitz incoming. Tosses it up. Caught!
It's caught!
Touchdown!
It's caught!
Touchdown! Ball on to Robin! There it is! Touchdown! An extra point here. Not over yet. An extra point here means
Extra
it's a
point
tied
here.
ball game. And a tied ball game is, you know, very interesting. That means PJP will get the ball back with maybe 20 seconds left.
Yeah, just go for the extra point. Don't go for 2 here. Don't get too much.
Yeah, do not go for 2.
Don't get too greedy.
And there's Ryan Fields coming out. The fate of this game rests on Fields' foot.
Just
If he knocks this through, Springford has a shot at that PAC championship, which they haven't won since 2020, I believe. It's been 3 years. And what is going on?
Someone take a timeout?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Wonder if it was Springford. I mean, it doesn't really matter now. 26 seconds left.
Yeah,
If
it looks like it was PJP.
Probably PJP. Springford
Yeah.
wouldn't take a timeout here, just in
Yeah.
case. You never know. They have one left, I believe.
Yep.
Or they have two. Yeah, one left. PJP's got two. So, yeah.
They might be also trying to mess with the kicker by calling timeout right before.
Ice the kicker, you know. But, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
ice him.
yeah. Common strategy. Wait. Matt Zollers is in that huddle. Are they going for two?
Oh,
They're going for two.
going for two. Springford's very ambitious.
Matt Zollers is in the lineup. They're going for two.
This one's for everything now. Springford just wants to get this game over with.
This is a very gutsy play call right here. That PJP defensive line is stacked. Zollers tosses it up. Lead complete. PJP up by 1. That's it.
That is it.
Springford went for the 2-point conversion, didn't convert, and PJP is most likely going to take this one home, barring a freak situation. I mean, I think you go for it on the onside kick. Maybe you try.
That's one of the
Oh, that's a rough way to go out now.
yeah. That's one of the things about going for the second point. If you miss it, that's basically game in this situation.
Tough situation there.
Yeah.
And Springford's got a huddle now. I think you go for the onside kick.
Yeah.
See what you can get. Now the student section's clearing out. It's rough looks now for this offense. That's a rough way to go out.
Yeah. Like I said, that's one of the things that happens when you go for two, and
yeah, you know,
just happens. You know,
you and I both said it that you can't go
Yeah.
for two now. I mean, it's not. I didn't think it was the right decision, but you know, we're not the coaches, obviously. So Brubaker definitely saw something else.
Yeah,
Maybe he saw something
obviously.
he liked more. But
Coach Brubaker thought that he could get it. You know,
you gotta have faith in your team.
Yeah.
You want it to end the game. I understand that completely.
Yeah.
But it's a tough way to go out. It's a tough way to go out. But folks, there's still districts. There's still states potentially. You know, there's still a lot of football ahead of us. And there's the onside kick. Recovered by PJP. 26 seconds left. I assume a quick knee out.
that should
And
be it
you know,
for this game.
congratulations to Pope John Paul Panthers with their PAC championship. It's a rough loss for Springford. Tough way to go out as the Panthers take victory formation.
Yep.
Congratulations to them. They played a great game, though.
Yeah,
Boyd
congratulations.
Scarbeck, excellent performance there. 4 touchdowns. You know, credit to the Springford boys team. Matt Zollers threw 3. Mason Scott had 3, and Bilal Abdurrahman caught 1 as well.
Yeah.
Big performances from the rest of the team. Great season, great Pioneer Athletic Conference season for Springford. But they're going to come second in the PAC this year with PJP winning the whole thing. And we'll see you guys. See for us for some other sports, and maybe if there's any districts games here too.
Yep.
But stay tuned. Follow the Springford boys team. It's been a great season for them, and you know, best of luck for their districts run and the rest of their season.
And that's how this game will end. Final score, Rams 27, Panthers 28, and the Panthers will take home the PAC championship.
Congratulations to Pope John Paul High School. Thank you all for watching with us, and it's me and John signing off.
Signing off.
Have a great night.